Hey there, my dear friends and fellow anglers. Your favorite fishing expert is back with another detailed forecast to get you ready for an exciting day on the water. Today, we're diving deep into what awaits us on Tuesday, the 11th of November, 2025, across the beautiful fishing grounds of Australia. This day, my friends, holds some interesting conditions that could turn a good trip into an unforgettable one, or, if you're not prepared, a challenging one. We're looking at warming waters, a specific moon phase, and some showery weather that will definitely shape our strategy. Stay tuned, because I'm going to share some golden tips on where to find the fish and what gear to use to maximize your catch. Let's talk tactics for a few of our favorite species. First up, the mighty snapper. With water temperatures steadily rising, especially around the New South Wales coast, where they're hovering around 20 degrees Celsius, snapper are becoming increasingly active. You'll want to target them over inshore reefs, broken ground, and even deeper channels within estuaries. My advice? An early morning or late afternoon bite will be key. Try a paternoster rig with a running sinker using fresh pilchards, squid, or slimy mackerel as bait. If you're a lure enthusiast, slow-jigged soft plastics in natural colors along the bottom can be incredibly effective. Remember, the snapper will be hungry, moving into shallower waters to feed as the temperatures climb. Next, let's focus on flathead, those excellent ambush predators. Dusky flathead have been exceptional lately, widely distributed in estuaries and bays. Working the edges of channels as the tide recedes off the flats is always a reliable spot for them, either with bait or lures. But don't forget, they can also be caught across the flats at high tide. I recommend drifting soft plastics over sand patches in areas like Botany Bay or the Georges River. For bait, prawns or small pilchards work wonders. Keep your retrieves slow and methodical. Flathead love a well-presented, easy meal. Now, for those looking for some surface action, the kingfish are certainly a species to target. In harbours and places like Sydney Harbour and Pittwater, surface-feeding kingfish are shadowing bait schools of yakka and squid. Look for bust-ups at dawn and dusk. Small stick baits or metals worked quickly through these feeding frenzies will often trigger a strike. Pay close attention to current lines and any structure where baitfish might be congregating. And for a bit of fun on the beaches and in the shallows, let's talk about whiting. Both sand and yellowfin whiting are around in November, particularly active on the run-in tide over clear shallows. They are quite fond of surface walkers and pink grubs. On the beaches of Bribby Island or foreshores around Redcliffe, fresh yabbies or worms are your go-to baits. Look for gutters and sand holes close to shore. Whiting are often found foraging in these areas. Now for the nitty-gritty, the theoretical base for our forecast. The weather in Sydney on the 11th of November 2025 predicts a minimum temperature of 15 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 22 degrees Celsius. The forecast indicates showers for the day. This patchy rain can often trigger feeding activity, especially after a period of stable weather. Atmospheric pressure is a big factor. Typically, a rising or stable high barometer means good fishing. While we don't have a specific reading for this day, November generally brings stable weather patterns after the spring transitions. Water temperatures across Australian coastal waters are steadily rising, a trend we absolutely love this time of year. Sydney coastal waters are sitting comfortably around 20 degrees Celsius. This warming trend signals to fish that it's time to feed heavily before the peak of summer, boosting their metabolism and making them more active. The abundance of baitfish and insects in the water provides ample food sources, keeping the fish keen. As for the moon phase on the 11th of November 2025, we'll be under a waning gibbous moon with about 58.5% illumination and decreasing. Now, some old-timers say a waning moon can mean slightly less active daytime fishing as the bright nights allow fish to feed more. However, my experience tells me that during this phase, those transitional periods of dawn and dusk become even more crucial. The fish will use these low light conditions to their advantage, so be on the water early and stay late. Considering all these factors, the generally stable, warm weather, rising water temperatures, the showery conditions, and the increasing biological activity, my overall assessment for fishing on November 11th, 2025 is a good to excellent bite, with some moments being a bit capricious due to the showers. This is a day for active fish eager to feed before the full summer heat truly sets in. The key is to be observant, adapt to local conditions, and hit those prime feeding windows. So get out there, my friends. I wish you all tight lines and ni foster, ni cheshwi, may you catch plenty of fish. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss any of my forecasts. And tell me in the comments below what's your go-to lure or bait for November fishing in Australia. I can't wait to read your thoughts and experiences. Until next time, happy fishing.